Hi, Super Review Show fanatics. It's Allison Weiner, and I'm back for another episode of season two of the Super Review Show Hunger Games Simulation. Now, to celebrate a show that really is very mature for Netflix, but at the same time, probably one of the most educational shows involving sexual education, education on puberty, drugs, mental health, to celebrate a wonderful 8 seasons of Big Mouth, I've decided to send them for changes and put the best of Big Mouth and Human Resources, aka two great shows by Nick Kroll and Andrew Goldberg, if that's the right name. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Nick Kroll, I hope you're watching this. Comment down if I'm doing this wrong. But this is for you guys and to celebrate a successful series and franchise of Big Mouth. I'm putting them all in a Hunger Games simulation. Now, before we begin, I do have some disclaimers here. The first disclaimer is that this will be violent, just like Big Mouth is, not in a sexual way, but more gory and bloody, and also might have some mental health things, even though there are mental health characters in there. If you do not feel comfortable with this, I advise to watch some of the other Super Review Show content that we have that is less violent, but more fun, entertaining, and even watch some mixed bags that were recorded live. The second thing, as I say with cartoons, they never die unless they were already written off, and I'm bringing them back for them to just die again. So, without further ado, let us see who is in the Big Mouth Hunger Games simulation. And one more disclaimer. If you perverts are out there watching this and thinking that this is some sort of pornography, I'm looking at some of my guys who are watching this. Turn this off, okay? I know Big Mouth talks about this, but it's not that. It is more of Hunger Games fantasy, okay? Okay, let's just move on. Let's see who is competing. Which 48 characters from Big Mouth are competing in this Hunger Games? Starting off with District 1, we have our main characters. We have Nick Bird, we have Jesse Glazer, we have Andrew Glavin, and we have Missy Foreman Greenwald. Also, if you do not know who these characters are, just Google them. I have them all over here already. There's a bunch of them here, a bunch of human resources. I've just been a little bit lazier this season than usual because of work, so I'm not doing them as many individualized. But moving on to District 2, which is their hormone monsters. Maury, Connie, Rick, who's probably one of my favorite characters, and probably somehow my pick to win this Hunger Game, even though I don't think he's going to survive the bloodbath, and Mona. District 3 is our recurring characters that also play a really big important role. We have Jay Blitzlerian, not JT Mahoney. It's this Jay Blitzerian. Okay? We have Lola Scumpy, Matthew McDowell, and Devin the Seven, aka the female Devin. And if you don't know what the joke is for Jay Blitzerian and JT, watch his roast. You'll know. Moving on to District number 4, we have some of the other adults, aka probably the other adult that I think could end up winning this Hunger Game, Coach Steve, who's pretty much just a man child. The ghost of Duke Ellington, and Jesse Glazer's parents, who were separated or divorced, I don't know what it is, Shannon and Greg. But speaking of parents, we have Nick and Andrew's parents in District 5. We have Elliot and Diane Birch and Marty and Barbara Glauberman. District 6, we have some of the other recurring characters. Caleb Linden, who honestly had, although some people are saying, I don't know why you have someone who's, I don't know who the voice actor is, but who plays Caleb, but Caleb is neurodivergent and his representation on Big Mouth is amazing. After watching it, after watching all 8 seasons, you realize how much more you can understand Caleb in a sense. Ali Chen, who is pansexual, and then we have Nick's siblings, Judd and Leah, which I think Judd probably will try to escape the arena, die out. Watch that happen. All right, District 7, we have the Love Bugs, and we have our shame wizard, Lionel. But joining him is Walter, Rochelle, and Emmy Fairfax. District 8, some characters who are from Big Mouth and Human Resources. We have Kitty, the Depression Kitty, who is Jesse's Depression Kitty. Tito, the Anxiety Mosquito, which you've pretty much seen from season 4 to the end, and definitely represents anxiety really well. Petra, the Ambition Gremlin, who was played by Rosie Perez, and Sonia Poinsettia, who was originally a love bug in Big Mouth and Human Resources, but if you did not see the first season of Human Resources, watch it, you'll understand why. District 9 is some of the other Bridgerton students. We have Lars. We have Gina Alvarez, who had a big part in season 2, but just became a background character afterwards. Male Devon and Samira. District 10, we have some antagonizing human resource characters and some big mouth. Mine is Pete, the Logic Rock, who is not really antagonizing, but just empathetic. Other than him, we have Gavin Reeves. We have Dante, who was the addiction angel, who's played by Hugh Jackman, who gets killed by General Malice. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen Human Resources. Go check it out. But yeah. District 11, we have some of the love interests our main characters have. We have Elijah, who was Missy's former love interest, Nate, aka Nathan Fillion, who is Missy's current love interest, Camden, who is Jesse's current love interest, and Bernadette, Bernie Sanders, who's played by Kristen Shaw, who was Andrew's former love interest. And finally, with District 12, we have some more hormone monsters. We have the two dorky ones, Gil and Joe. We have the small one, Tyler Pico. And we have Megan Thee Stallion, Megan. But without further ado, let the big mouth, crazy, violent, sexually interesting Hunger Games begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so Sonia clutches the first aid kit and runs away. Male Devin runs away. Missy runs away. Pete grabs a fishing bait. Well, Tyler grabs fishing gear. General Malice finds a canteen of water. Elijah, Elliot, Samir, Rochelle all run away. Ah! Jay gets the first kill. I love this. That is totally Jay. That's right. He kills an immersion gremlin physical. Grabs the shield. Kayla runs away. Rick breaks the closet. I can't do the Rick impression, but you'll just picture that. Joe runs away. Camden runs away. Female Devin finds a canteen full of water. Nick Birch runs away. Very Judd-like in this. I said Judd would probably get one of the first kills. And surprisingly, the first kill was Coach Steve. Actually, that was not a surprise to see Coach Steve not make it for the whole Hunger Games simulation. Not know it's a Hunger Games simulation. I might be laughing through this whole one. Lionel takes a handful of throwing knives. Andrew scares Mona. Well, we know how he scares Mona. And Mona probably calls him a pervert. Connie snatches some size. Ooh, Diane rips a mace out of Allie's hand. Leah runs away. Bernadette scares Dante. Lars, Gina, Barbara, Jesse, Walter, Nate run away. Oh, Nate runs into the cornucopia and hides. Ooh, very Nathan Fillion of his. Megan Thee Stallion grabs a backpack. Gil runs away. Gavin Reeves runs away. Maury finds some bows, arrows, and a quiver. And we know what they're all shaped like. Whoa! Already? Marty Glauberman gets killed by Emmy. Fairfax, a love bug. I think she turned into a hater and killed him that way. Shannon breaks Kitty's nose. Tito, the anxiety mosquito, runs away. Matthew runs away. And typical Lola dying by falling into a frozen lake. Oh my God, I can't do this. I'm sorry. This is just too funny already. And everything seems right except for Marty Glauberman. And he's probably screaming at Andrew. He's like, Andrew, you get back here. You should have taken that shot. I don't need to die. All right, let's go to day number 1 and see what happens. Rick stalks Mona, which is typical. Judge tries to sleep for the entire day. Elliot receives clean water. Connie diverts Missy's attention and runs away. Allie searches for firewood. Male Devon thinks of home. The shame wizard sprains his ankle while running away from Pete. Leah, Greg, Tito, and the Kitty Depression they hunt for other tributes. Tyler sees smoke, decides not to investigate. Elijah begs Bernadette Sanders to kill him, but she refuses. Walter chases Megan Thee Stallion. Matthew fishes. The ghost of Duke Ellington attacks Large. Maury chases Gil. Barbara begs Nick Birch to kill her. Wow. I guess she said she doesn't want Andrew to see his dad suffer, so she told Nick to kill her. Caleb hunts for other tributes. Gina makes a slingshot. Emmy begs Joe to kill her. Shannon defeats Andrew but spares his life. Female Devin goes hunting. Diane and Gavin work together. Rochelle scares Jay off by turning into a hate worm. Dante searches for firewood. Sonia catches Samira and kills her. Not a surprise, very minor character. Camden chases Nate. General Malice camouflages herself in the bushes, and Jesse picks flowers. So we go from 48 to 42, which honestly, this may be a long one, but this is probably going to be one of the most funniest ones ever. Let's see what happens in the night. Rick receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Mona attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Walter passes out from exhaustion. Gina destroys the Logic Rock supplies while he's asleep. Camden is thinking about winning while getting high. Jesse, Diane, Bert, and Bernadette are sleeping in shifts. Andrew Groverman and Tyler Pico are telling stories about themselves and doing other things, which I'm not going to say. Megan Thee Stallion climbs a tree. General Mouse is to say where she is. Emmy and Missy run into each other inside the Trusa for the night. Caleb attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Eliza receives fresh food. Connie doesn't know where she is and she's trying to think of a bubble bath. Sonia convinces Devin LeSeven to snuggle with her. Oh, Depression Kitty is awoken by night. Matthew, McDowell, and Allie huddle for warmth. Nate Gazillion kills Gil with his own weapon. Not bad. Laura thinks about winning. Rochelle, Male Devin, and Lionel discuss the games and what might happen. Tito is quietly humming anxiety. Somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching me. Judge questioning his sanity. He always is, but he doesn't care about it. Leah, Dante, Elliot, and Gavin, they kill Greg Glazer. Joe goes to sleep. Nick, Shannon, and the ghost of Duke Ellington are singing songs. And Maury lets Jay into in the shelter. Let's see what happens in day 2. I might not read all of them. And if I do, it's only going to be the ones that are killing. Maury and Nate are hunting for tributes. Alice thinking about home. Shannon diverts Sonia. We have another kill. Ooh, Diane Burt stabs Emmy Fairfax while her back is turned. While Dante decapitates Elliot with a sword. Which I think Dante killing Elliot first was, and then Diane stabs Emmy for revenge. Makes sense. Tito receives food. Bernadette scares Missy off. Gavin steals from Lars. Oh, poor Caleb. Pete the Logic Rock killed him with his trap. Michelle attacks Devin, female Devin, but she manages to escape. Kitty, Elijah, Jesse, and Leah are hunting for tributes. Megan, everyone's run away from Rick. Watch him be the survivor. All right. But after this, we go from 42 to 37. All right, let's see what happens during the night. Female Devin begs Maury to kill her, but he refuses. Nick Birch thinks about winning. Camden, Tito, Mosquito, and Dante get into a fight, and Tito kills them both. Wow, her bites actually have yellow fever, so I guess they died. Andrew Gloverman tends to his wounds. Missy destroys Allie's supply. Lionel fends Walter, Joe, and Gina away from the fire. Pete's questioning his sanity. Sonia is losing sight of where she is. Matthew questions his sanity. Jay got so angry and pissed off that he kills Rochelle in the abdomen. And Connie pushes Elijah off the cliff. The ghost of Duke Ellington and Mona sleep in shifts. Diane Birch loses sight of where she is. Kitty, pretty much Jesse's having a depression problem with hatred and is pretty much telling her whole life while getting high to General Malice, Megan, and her depression kitty. Leah and Bernadette sleep in shifts. Rick finally sleeps. Shannon's questioning her sanity. Nathan, Philly, and Judd tell stories about each other. Tyler lets Devin into his shelter. Lars loses sight of where he is, and Gavin is woken by the nightmares that he's not the sexiest man alive. Day number 3. Tito is having anxiety while picking flowers. Leah begs Nate to kill her, but he refuses. Walter and Maury hunting for other tributes. That's interesting. The Shame Wizard stalks Devin. Bernadette searches for a water source. Judd, Missy, Jesse, and Andrew pretty much they raid Mona's camp. Pete camouflages himself. Smart move by Pete because that's very logic. Joe attacks Shannon, but she manages to escape. Jay receives medical supplies. Not shocked. Allie forces the depression kid to kill Devin or Matthew. She kills Matthew. Sonia camouflages herself in the bushes. Gavin scares Nick Birch off. Rick goes to Duke Ellington. Diane and Megan hunt for other tributes. Tyler kills General Malice. Wow, I'm surprised on that one. Lars tends to Gina Alvarez's wounds, and Connie is pricked by thorns. And it's a slowly, but we're going down to 31. I'm enjoying this so far. Are you guys? Comment down below to see what I should do next. All right, night 3. Joe and Nick Birch are talking about the other tributes. Allie, Judd, and Tyler sleep in shifts. Andrew receives an explosive. I don't know how. Tito looks at the night sky. Misty bashes the ghost of Duke Ellington's head against a rock several times, so that ghost is officially gone. Mona, Jay, and Lars sleep in shifts. Lionel's thinking about winning. Leah loses sight of where she is. Male Devin, Kitty, Diane, Jesse Glazer, and Gavin are sleeping in shifts. Connie, Walter, and Bernadette discuss the games, what might happen in the morning. Gina, female Devin, Nate, and Sonia tell each other ghost stories. Pete climbs a tree to rest. Megan destroys Maury's supplies. We know what's in those supplies. Don't even think about it. And Rick and Shannon Glazier hold hands. Day number 4. Nate discovers a river. Gavin attacks Leah, but she manages to escape. Megan defeats Jessie in a fight, but spares her life. Ugh. Sonia discovers a cave. Mona tries to sleep the entire day. Jay Blitzerian, Mitzi Greenwald, and Tyler are hunting for tributes. Walter's stalking the anxiety mosquito. Wow, this is a huge shocker. Pretty much all of these monsters and Bernie Sanders kill Judd because they realize that he's probably one of the biggest targets and could win the whole thing. Wow. That's a shock. I really had him as my top pick to win this thing. Connie practices archery. Nick picks flowers. Male Devin receives food. Shannon explores the arena. Rick shoots an arrow. Not surprised from Rick. Lars goes hunting. Andrew receives food. Andrew's getting all these stuff for sponsors. I wonder who it is. Female Devin collects fruit. Joe's exploring the arena. Maury chases Allie, and Diane collects fruit from a tree. Wow. Okay, this is starting to get really slow, people. We're only at 28, and it's night number 4. I'm wondering if we're going to get a big arena attack, and that could probably knock everybody down. What do you guys think? Comment down below. All right, Lars is trying to treat his infection. Lionel and male Devin got into a fight but spares life. Pete, Kitty, the depression kitty, Walter, Leah, and Mona sleep in shifts. Andrew and Gavin hold hands, thinking that he might be the better hormone monster. Maury's staying awake all night. Jesse receives food. Megan, Connie, and Joe, all hormone monsters, are discussing the games in a little drum circle. You know what I'm going to say, but Can't say it. Keeping it appropriate. Tito's cooking her food. Their food. Bernadette Sanders quietly hums. Sonia tries to sleep. Devin LeSeven, female Devin defeats Nate in a fair fight. Rick sets up camp. Shannon, Jay, and Allie sing songs. Nick Burt can't start a fire. Missy tends to a wound, and Tyler bashes Nick's mom. Now, some of you guys might wonder if you are Big Mouth fans, where's Montel? I unfortunately could not get Montel on here because unfortunately, Brand Steel can't use the they them pronouns. Brandsteel.com, please do that. That helps everybody out here. All right. Moving forward to day number 5. Female Devon escapes an attack by the Shame Wizard. Bernadette Sanders explores the arena. Tyler's thinking about home. Megan Thee Stallion's making a slingshot. Maury's thinking about home. Jessie practices her archery. Gavin defeats Nick, spares his life. Pete attacks Leah, but she manages to escape. Wow. Typical Jay convincing Jesse's mom to not kill him, only to kill her. That actually makes a lot of sense for Jay. Let's say it. And a typical Andrew Glauberman death, stepping on a landmine. Oh, and Connie also detonates a landmine. Wow. While trying to arm it. Rick camouflages himself in the bushes. Sonia practices archery. Tito collects fruit. Walter kills the depression kitty. Mona runs away from Allie. Missy's pricked by thorns. Joe makes a wooden spear. And male Devin diverts Nathan Fillion's attention. So now we are down to 23. Let us get our halfway report and see who's left. Only Andrew Glauberman died by stepping on a landmine, which is a typical Andrew Glauberman thing. Connie's the only one dead. Jay and female Devin are alive. All of District 4 and 5 are gone. Wow. Allie and Leah from 6 are alive. Walter and the Shame Wizard are still alive. Tito, the Anxiety Mosquito, and Sonia, the Love Bug, is still alive. Lars and male Devin is still alive. Gavin Reed and the Logic Rock Pete are still alive. Nathan Fillion and Bernadette Sanders are still alive. Megan Thee Stallion, pretty much guilty, only one gone in District 12. All right, let us see what happens in night 5. Lars goes to sleep. Lionel begs Nate to kill him, but he refuses. Jesse quietly hums. Jay plays the trick again on Nick Birch and kills Nick Birch in the process. Typical Jay Blitzerian. Missy kills Sonia. Wow. Tyler tends to Gavin's wound. Devin defeats Maury in a fight, but spares his life. Male Devin. Mona cooks her food. Megan Thee Stallion and female Devin talk about the tributes. I wonder if Megan Thee Stallion is also Devin's hormone monstrous. Who knows? Too bad they didn't mention that. Wow. The Logic Rock strangles Walter after a fight. Allie Chen starts a fire, who's voiced by Ali Wong, if you guys didn't know that. Bernadette Sanders kills Joe, the other nerd hormone monster's head. Wow. Oof. And Tito the Anxiety Mosquito dies in dysentery, unfortunately. Rick climbs into a tree and rests, and Leah falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Unfortunately, poor Leah. Day number 6. Pretty much all the hormone monsters in Nathan Fillion are hunting for tributes. Male Devin, Jesse, Jay, and Missy raid Allie's camp. Female Devin discovers a river. Bernadette Sanders steals from Lars. Rick diverts Tyler's attention with some object, which I cannot say, but you know what? If you've watched Big Mouth, you probably know this. The Shame Wizard receives explosive. Mona's thinking about her home. And Gavin Reeve also dies of dysentery, aka the muscular male hormone monster. Yeah. We are down to 16. Wow. This is crazy, people. Slow, funny, and crazy. Let's see what happens next. Jesse, Mona, Nate, and Maury tell each other ghost stories. The Devons kill Rick. I had Rick as one of the ones to win this. They probably got annoyed of Rick saying some weird shit. It's like, you know what he's saying? Do you? Should we kill him? Yeah. That's probably what it is. Megan Thee Stallion, Jay Blitzerian, and Bernadette Sanders sleep in shifts. So does Lionel, the Shame Wizard, Lars, and Pete the Logic Raw. Missy sees a fire but stays hidden. And another one that dies of dysentery. Poor Allie Chen. I think we're down to 14. 14. And we're at the feast. Wow. Lionel the Shame Wizard throws a knife into female Devon. The Logic Rock was logic enough not to go to the feast. Lars grabs a photo of family and friends. Mona kills Jesse and Bernadette Sanders. Maury dies of an infection. I would probably say it's an STI infection. They probably know what he did. Not going to say anything. Megan Thee Stallion decided not to go to the feast. Nathan Fillion decided not to go to the feast. Tyler sets an explosive while killing Missy Foreman. Wow. Devin decides not to go to the feast. And a typical Jay move, he falls into a lake and drowns because he didn't know where the cornucopia was. So I think we're down to 2, 3, 4, 5. We're down to 7. Megan Thee Stallion searching for firewood. Pete the Logic Rock diverts Mona's attention. Wow, another one. After thinking about it, I thought the Shame Wizard was going to win this. But Nate, Missy's current boyfriend, aka Nathan Fillion, decapitates Lionel with a sword. Tyler Pico overhears male Devon and Lars. Some of you guys don't know who Lars is. I think he's the one in the wheelchair. I think so. Talking in distance. Yeah, we're down to 7 people. This is who we have left. We have Mona, which obviously now could be my pick to win. I don't think Lars would be really a dark horse. Male Devon. Pete the Logic Rock would probably be the logical one to win this whole thing. Nathan Fillion. Megan Thee Stallion, and then Tyler Pico, who's the small hormone monster. Now, let's see what happens during the night. Wow, Devin Ullman kills Nathan Fillion. Male Devin did it. Pete the Logic Rock quietly hums. Mona falls to her death from a tree. Tyler receives an explosive, and Lars lets Megan Thee Stallion into a shelter, which means we are down to 5. This is crazy, people. Let's see what happens next. So Tyler and Megan work together for the day. We know what they did. Male Devin searches for water. Pete the Logic Rock ambushes Lars and kills him. We're down to 4. Wow. I wonder how this is going to end. What do you guys think? Who's going to win this? Is it going to be male Devin? Is it going to be Megan Thee Stallion? Is it going to be the Logic Rock? I forgot what the last one is. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, Tyler. Tyler screams for help, and Pete kills male Devin and Megan Thee Stallion. Wow. So pretty much 2 hormone-ish brain things are left. It's Tyler Pico, which I could probably show you here. If I can get this up and running. I think it's, where is he? No, this guy right here, Tyler, who is also here, versus Pete the Logic Rock, aka this guy right here. So pretty much 2 big human resources guys. I think Pete, who's very logic enough, could win this whole thing. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Wow. So after all of this, the winner of the Big Mouth Hunger Games is a hormone monster, but it's not Rick. This is interesting. It's not Rick, the hormone monster. It's Tyler. It's this little guy right here winning the whole Big Mouth Hunger Games. Congrats to Tyler. Very interesting, unusual Hunger Games, but that's what the Hunger Games is. You never know who wins it. But stay tuned next time for another edition of the Super Review Show Hunger Games simulation. Until then, I'm Allison Weiner. Stay safe, take care, be awesome, everybody.